pea shooter by Linksin. Here is another pea shooter that I own. This one's very floppy, not as sturdy as this one. He did have a tag at one point, but not entirely sure what he is. He's probably just a re-release, but could be wrong, could be right, might be Linksin, might not be, who knows, might be a bootleg, I don't know. Also in the pea shooter department is this Jazzwares pea shooter. He originally made noise, but not anymore. And here is the Linksin Sunflower, also known to the fans as Sunflower Stein at one point, but she's not a doctor. And here is the Jazzwares Sunflower. Next, cherry bomb, or the apple bomb, or whatever you want to call it. I know way back in the day I called it the apple bomb because it does not look like a cherry bomb. I mean, it looks more like a weed from Garden Warfare 2 than anything else. Regardless, the apple bomb name kind of stuck, and so single cherry, or whatever you want to call him. Heck, if you want to call him Ted, call him Ted. I don't care. He's still an apple bomb to me. Here is the Pippi Girl PopCap Games Walnut. Here is a bootleg Potato Mine, who is smaller in size. Next up by Linksin is Snow Pea. Here is a Chomper plush by Linksin. Note the yellow spikes. From Jazzwares, here is another Chomper. Here is a little crocheted puff shroom plush. I have 12. Here is, might be bootleg, probably is, but there is a Linksin 2 plush that's based off of it. Here, shroom, custom plush. Still really cute. Will we ever save him? A pad, the poor lily pad. Made by Hele World, and I feel so bad for this guy. His eyes are all chipped from going in the pool too many times. And with most plush, it's okay to put him in the water, but with this one, no, it wasn't. And he needs some serious work done on his eyes, you know? I just feel bad. Next is the Linksin Squash. The bootleg 3 Peter plush. There is a Linksin 2 counterpart, but this one is the bootleg one. Next. Here is Shroom. Here is Jazzwares Garden Warfare variant, or as we know on the channel, as Paco. Although technically both versions of the plush are Paco, but most regular viewers will recognize this Paco as Paco, and OG fans will recognize this Paco as Paco. But Paco is Paco. Ya Paco? Linksin Blover. The very floppy neck. Pippi Girl P. The infamous bootleg Starfruit. Here is a pumpkin plush by Build-A-Bear, who can grow, expand, explode. Here is Magnet Shroom. I'm not sure if he's Linksin or Pippi Girl or not. He has the same Linksin tag as the Blovers, but he has the Pippi Girl design, so... Here is the Pippi Girl Cabbage Bolt. Unlike the other two plush that we've seen, this one actually has the Pippi Girl tag. Another favorite of mine, the Colonel Pult plush by Linksin. Ah yes, the infamous Linksin Garlic Angel plush. Story time. A long time ago, I said that the garlic was going to be in Plants vs. Zombies 2, long before the garlic would actually make an appearance in Plants vs. Zombies 2. Why is this? It's not because it was part of a leak or anything. Nope, no Plants vs. Zombies 2 leaks around here about Garlic Angel, no. It's because I'm a time traveler, and I've come from the future to tell you Umbrella Leaf. I bought them from a site known as Toys Will back in the day, but that site has sadly gone belly up. Another Pip Gold with the Plants vs. Zombies tag. Here is the Linksin Melon Pult. I have 2, but I'm not sure if this one's made by Linksin or Linksin 2. It doesn't have the tag, could be bootlegged. Doesn't look like it though. What do you think? Here is the World Max Gatling Pea. The Linksin Twin Sunflower. The bootlegged Gloom Shroom. Pippi Tail. Another cattail plush, most likely bootlegged. The Linksin Wintermelon plush. A Linksin Gold Magnet. World Max Cob Cannon plush, which is actually a tissue box cover. Linksin Imitator. Finally by Linksin. Iceberg Lettuce, also by Linksin. Here is a Jazzwares Snapdragon with articulation in the neck. I have 2. Forgot to mention, but the Chomper also has articulation in the neck, or stem, or, you know. Here is by Linksin. Also made by Linksin are the following plush. Citron, Laser Beam, Bamboo Shoot, Tactical Cuke, Fire Gourd, Heavenly Peach, and and Lightning Reed, or as I call him in my videos, Lightning Roger. Because this version of Lightning Reed, a bootleg plush by the way, is way different than that of Roger over here. That's why I gave him the nickname, Reed, Roger, just, differences between the two. Here is a bootleg plush of Small Pepper from Plants vs. Zombies All-Stars. Also bootleg from Plants vs. Zombies All-Stars is Dogtail. Meow. Here is a bootleg plush of Spring Bean, and the root here, or the springy part, is bendable. Here is the Saucer Squash by Lynxin 2. Fire Pea Shooter. By Lynxin 2, we have Electric Blueberry. A little custom-made Ghost Pepper plush. A bootleg plush of Apple Mortar. From Lynxin 2, it is a Snowy Three-Peater, or Snow Three-Peater. Not sure what it's based off, if it's based off anything. Who am I to judge? Also by Lynxin 2, from Plants vs. Zombies Heroes, is Bananasaurus Rex. Next on the list is Cold Snapdragon, a custom plush. Here is Burst by Lynxin. Now, interestingly, this one is also from the Plants vs. Zombies 2 leaks. And here, big three. All three of these plush are custom, and all of them are based off of a plant from Garden Warfare. First is the infamous Royal Hypno Flower. Here is Spooky Squash. And here is Mac the Giga Torchwood, complete with bendable arms. And so, the basic zombie, or the normal zombie, or Norm, as we all know him on the show. This is a Lynxin plush, and he is very nice. Very common, very classic, very retro. And here is a tiny version of this plush. On the channel, they're known as the E's, and I have lots of them. I have 23 of them, with some of them in varying degrees of condition. Whoops. Here is a normal zombie by Jazzwares, who still, after all these years, makes sound. Yes. The hypnotized zombie, the frozen zombie, purple nurple, head zombie, whatever you want to call him, here he is. I've been told that he's actually a rare version of the hypnotized zombie by Lynxin, but, yay? And here is the tiny purple zombie keychain. Here is the one and only Conehead, or Coney as we all know him on the channel. Here he is, also made by Lynxin, and then here is his Lynxin 2 keychain counterpart. Mini-me, of course. Which is actually just a modified Conehead zombie, as you can see here. All we did was tape on a unibrow, which I have not bothered to replace. I don't know why, I just kind of like it how it is. Added a Club Penguin lab coat and added some Build-A-Bear pants, and voila! We have a doctor. Grounded. From Sega Prize Europe, here is a disguised zombie, or a sunflower zombie, or whatever have you. Cool thing about these plush is that their heads can pop off, thanks to Velcro. Obviously, this one has not had his head detached too much. Sprinter definitely has. As you can see, it's a lot easier for his head to pop off. So he can go, incoming! Like he does all the time. By Lynxin 2, here is the pole vaulting zombie. Here is a Buckethead zombie by Sakami. Still has his tag and everything. Newspaper. Bootleg newspaper. Complete with sideburns, the weird thick frame glasses, the hard underwear, and the fabric feels very thick for some reason. I'm not sure why. Here is a zombie, customized a normal zombie to look like the football zombie, using Build-A-Bear football attire and using a regular zombie. I remember buying this zombie actually from a store. We have a football zombie, complete with a leather helmet. Very nice, regardless. I like the quality of these plush. Even if they're bootleg, they still look really cool. No tags, no nothing, but it don't matter. He looks good. Also bootlegged, here is a football zombie with an even more easy-to-remove helmet, and a head that pops off thanks to magnets. Interestingly, the tag looks to be a Jazzwares tag. Here is a red disco zombie. I call him Retro in the show. He has little glasses here, and according to my sources, this disco zombie was also supposed to have these types of glasses, but I guess some of them just don't have it. I know this one's never had the glasses. When I first got him, he never had them. Bootleg dancing zombie, based off of the late Michael Jackson. You can tell because he's only wearing one glove. Here's a disc zombie. This one is by Lynxin, and he's holding a guitar. Here is Miss Duckweed. Oh! I do have 2 of them. And this here is the giant duckweed. Here's a little comparison between the two. Forgot to show the mini duckweed keychain. Bootleg giant zombie, customized to look like Snorkeler, also with Build-A-Bear attire. Now this one I know is bootlegged because the tags are inaccurate and the shirt's a little off. Speaking of that zombie, here he is. Now known on the channel as Big Daddy Long Johns. Note the little wooden button here. Note the lack of tags, anywhere for that matter. And off go his pants. Oh my, okay. But yeah, I mean, this one is bootlegged, but he's still a really, really nice plush. You know, he's huge. Here's the Dolphin Rider Zombie by Lynxen 2. Bootlegged Balloon Zombie. I have 2. Here is the attached, just pops right out. And the arms and the head are all attached via magnets. Well, actually, only the one arm is attachable and detachable, complete with a little telephone pole. And it looks okay, I guess. It's just kind of, I don't know, kind of weird. Especially compared to the other Gargantuars, but, you know. Here is a comparison. Here is an imp. I have 2. By Lynxen 2, here is an imp, although I didn't really think he looked like an imp, so I called him Lobber. Throws explosive presents. By Pippi Girl, here are the Zombotany zombies. Both the pea shooter and the snow pea, though he looks more like a repeater to me, but also not sure why they made a snow pea one, but here we are. And now, Ball Zombie. His helmet is very loose on his body and is very easy to take off. Not sure why. And here is the weirdo of the group. This is a golf zombie from Daphne's Head Covers, of all places. It's supposed to be a cover for golf clubs. Although, to me, he looks more like a slug.
Hey, fool of us, man.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, now you forgot somebody.
Fools! How dare you leave me out of the collection?
Teeny weeny, you're not a plush.
I don't care. I deserve to be in the collection too. Me, for I am the greatest zombie of all.
Sorry for that zombie here. I have 3 of them. Here is a bootleg mummy zombie. Now, compared to the other mummies, this one's got bandages all over his body. I really like the bandages, actually. I think they went above and beyond with this one, even though the bandages get kind of all tangled. But, hey, isn't that the point of a mummy character, you know? Here is Buckethead. Here he is in all his glory. The Buckethead mummy from Lynxen. Oh, yes. Here's Zombie Store as well. Made by World Max, but distributed by Treehouse Brand. Zombie. Apparently, this is supposed to be a bootleg zombie, but I'm actually not too sure about this one. I have 7. By Lynx Zombie, this one also by World Max. Here is the second design for the Pirate Zombie by Lynxen 2. And with him are 2 re-releases that don't have ears, and their scarves are also different. The eyes also appear different compared to the original, and they don't have tags, but hey, other than that, I think they look pretty good. My boy Gargantuar, he is very small, especially when compared to this bigger Gargantuar plushie. This one is a bootleg, but ooh boy, is it a nice looking plush. Complete with the imp, both of them have earrings, and all in all, it's just a very big plush, but a very nice plush, and I feel like this is the direction Lynxen should have went. Here is the 2 Cowboy Zombie, and also by Lynxen 2 is the Rodeo Zombie. Here is the World Max Cowboy. In my show, this is Slim. Also by Lynxen 2 is the infamous Bull Rider Imp, better known in the show as Jebediah. He's a little stinker, and I love him. The following plush were all made by Lynxen 2. The Gong Zombie, the Exploding Zombie, or Boomer, the Kung Fu World Conehead Zombie, Hammer Zombie, the Qigong Zombie, the Talisman Zombie, based off of Plants vs. Zombies Great Wall Edition, the Genie Zombie, better known as the zombie that moves his head. Here is Red Boy Imp, the Witch Zane variant. From Lynxen 2 is the Relic Hunter Zombie, the Age Zombie, the Cavalry Zombie, also referred to as the Knight, but Cavalry is the proper term. And last for Dark Ages for Lynxen 2 is the Bandit Zombie. Also, here is the Dark Ages Gargantuar, a fantastic looking plush. He even comes with his little execution hammer, and he even came with a little monk imp on his back. He's just also a really good plush. Here is Mr. Zombie by World Max Toys. As you can see, he still has his tags here. He has a cake celebrating the 2nd anniversary of Plants vs. Zombies 2, and he's got a cute little hat that is not removable. Returning the Bikini Zombie, and the Surfer Zombie. Interestingly, he and the Pompadour Zombie have the same material for their chests, while Bikini and Beach Flag use a different material for their chests. Here is the Neon Zombie, Zombie. Here is the Punk Zombie, the Bass Zombie, and the Keychain variant. And here is Punk Zomboss, complete with the mohawk and the leather outfit. Rather nice looking plush all in all, except for the microphone being stuck to his chin, also by Link Shell Imp. Bootleg Gargantua, or during the Halloween event. It's a big old plush, maybe Zombie Stein, you got a little Bride of Frankenstein as the Imp. Again, I love the designs of these big artist zombie bootleg. Here is a custom Jazzware zombie meant to look like the soldier class from Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. The outfit was made by a fan, and if you're watching, you know who you are. Thank you. Here is a plus wears Super Brains! Yaha! Another fan favorite of mine. And like Dr. Zomboss, also had the issue with the giant mouth. I'm glad I got Super Brains when I did, because he looks perfect. Here's an odd football zombie plush from Plants vs. Zombies Online, or Plants Gone Wild, or even Plants Fury. Eventually the zombie would move to the game Iceman, which I've talked about one time in a Pea Shooter and Paco episode. His design is also based off the Brazilian football player Ronaldinho. Go figure. From point A to point B to point C to point F, you get an F for football. And lastly, here is Baron von Batz. Custom plush. The old one had a wig that I did not really like all that much. It was getting old and dusty, and so I retired the old